Welcome back everyone. Today we are diving into the ultimate PvE weapon build guide for the ACS12 Corrosion Shotgun based on power surge keyword. Being a shotgun, it's not only effective at close range but can also deal massive power surge damage from a distance, considering we have the right set of mods, gears and other necessary buffs. Now let's quickly go through the power surge keyword. As the keyword states, it deals status damage of 50% PSI intensity once and inflicts the power surge status for 6 seconds. Normally, power surge damage cannot crit, doesn't benefit from weak spot bonuses, and doesn't decay with distance. But for this weapon specifically, power surge can crit, making it unique out of all other power surge weapons. Now, talking about the weapon features for this gun, by default there is a 80% chance to trigger power surge on each hit, but it won't apply the power surge status effect to deviants. However, in the later section of the video, you will understand how you can increase the trigger chance so that every hit triggers power surge. Secondly, power surge can crit with a base crit rate of 25%, and when power surge is triggered, it grants 50% power surge crit damage for 6 seconds, stacking up to 4 times, giving you a total of 200% crit damage. Finally, there is a 15% power surge damage factor, which further increases the overall power surge damage. Now, to make the gun more versatile, you will want your power surge damage to be as high as possible. As you can see, when shooting from a distance, you will start losing weapon and crit damage. But crit hits for the power surge still applies. That's why mixing in some elemental damage helps maintain overall effectiveness of this shotgun. Also, there is no need to stack too much status damage as you will get plenty of it from your gears and mods. For the secondary weapon, choose between Bingo or Wildfire. Personally, I prefer Bingo because you can easily mark the enemy on the first shot after switching to the weapon. When it comes to accessories, choose ones that improve both stability and accuracy. While for ammo, tungsten AP ammo works great for everything, but if you need more power surge damage, blasting AP ammo works better, but it's also more expensive. For super anomalies in higher difficulty settlement silos, use penetration ammo for Rosetta or suppression ammo for deviants. Now for calibration, you can go with rapid shot style and dual crit rate to max out crit rate for both your weapon and power surge. That means every power surge counts as a crit, but you can also go with combination of crit rate and crit damage, and then some of your power surges won't count as crit. Moving to gear sets, your key gear should be the gas mask hood, which gives a 35% crit rate and 15% power surge damage after triggering power surge. Then go with 4-piece stretchers and 1-piece lone wolf or renegade for either increased max size or reload speed. This setup is great for both aggressive and passive playstyles thanks to the 20% shield every 8 seconds from the 4-set bonus. But if you are good at dodging, then you can run 3-piece stretchers and 2-piece lone wolf. In case you are not comfortable playing at low HP or don't have strong lunar suffix mods, use a 3-piece lone wolf and 2-piece shelter for extra elemental damage. When it comes to attribute preferences for power surge suffix mods, aside from the fixed power surge damage attribute, prioritize damage on targets with power surge, then other two, and avoid power surge trigger chance, but if you get this, it's well and good as it will help you max out your power surge trigger chance. And for general attribute, prioritize crit on or elite damage depending on the enemy type you are against. For violent and talent suffix, prioritize magazine capacity, reload speed, and great one or elite damage. And for loner and downstar suffixes, aim for crit and weapon damage, and damage to elites or great ones. For the main weapon, the best mod to use is Shock Rampage with a power surge suffix, which increases the power surge trigger chance by 5%, stacking up to 20%. Combined with the weapon's 80% trigger chance, this gives you around 96% total trigger chance, which will trigger power surge almost guaranteed on hit. As for some weaker alternatives, you can use Static Shock or Surge Amplifier if they have better attributes. For the secondary weapon, use Vulnerability Amplifier to apply 8% vulnerability to the marked targets. For the helmet, equip Fateful Strike with either a violent or a lower suffix to gain 10% crit rate and 20% crit damage. For the mask, use first electrocution for additional plus 35% power surge damage bonus. In case if you don't have a good power surge suffix mods, then feel free to use talent suffix mods on the weapon and the mask. For the gloves, go with crit amplifier with a violent suffix for 10% crit rate and 15% crit damage if you have a double crit rate calibration. Otherwise, go with the crit boost or a pure 15% crit rate, especially if you are using double crit damage calibration on your gun. For shoes, choose covered advance with a violent suffix for 20% weapon and status damage. Or go with rush hour for the low HP build to gain more damage while staying low on health. For the top, use any mod of your choice, though I prefer ardent shield for the 15% damage reduction on shield. While quick comeback is also a good alternative, letting you heal and reload at the same time when using an activator. And finally, for the pants, use Deadshot for up to 45% crit damage, which applies to both weapon and power surge damage. For the Cradle setup, you can just copy these for the best damage output. You can replace Bounty Hunter with Aerial Suppression for damage reduction while mid-air. To get extra damage from animal hides, craft the mask using different hides that give elemental damage bonus, like the lucky rabbit fur or the golden wool if you don't have that. For food buffs, your best option will be the mixed fried hot dog, which is at least 20% damage bonus after marking an enemy with your bullseye weapon. And if you belong to chef class, your second food buff should be bone integrated sausage when fighting against bosses, or surprise spring roll for elemental damage for enemies other than bosses. For drink buffs, use Whimsical or Stardust Energy Drink, as this will benefit a lot from the Tactical Leaf Riddle for an overall 20% damage bonus. Do note that food buffs can be further boosted if you are using a buffed kitchen set and the Chefosaurus Rex deviation. And for deviations, I prefer Lone Wolf because of its versatile nature, but you can also use Mini Feaster for more DPS. Here are the overall stats of the build without food buffs. Keep in mind that damage on dummies depends on the common enemy attributes across all your mods. Alright guys, that's it for the build guide. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more awesome content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.